I just want to welcome. Hey, everyone. What's going on? Nick here with the Digging Deep podcast. I've got an old friend and a special friend, Frank Chen, here with me. Frank, how's it going today, bro?
I'm loving life, brother. Thanks for having me today.
Love it, dude. Yeah, me too, man. Me and your energy, we're always brightening up the room whenever we go into it. And so today's topic is going to be centered around affiliates, like in itself. You are like an affiliate Jedi, if you will. You've been around, the mind tricks, all this stuff. You want to give us a little intro to maybe your affiliate experience, so that way people know to turn their listening cap on and then
Sure.
getting dirty with it.
Yeah, the Obi-Wan of affiliates, right? That's what we're talking about. Perfect. And depending on who's listening to this today, I know Nick's in the real estate space. I've been in the real estate education space for 16 years. And kind of how I explain what I do for people is at any point you're kind of researching education, you're a mom and pop trying to get into investing, or say you've been doing it at a high level and you're looking to start an education brand or a coaching brand or anything like that. What I do is show people two things: how to navigate that education space, so at a good starting point, how to not set your money on fire, hiring the wrong agencies, getting into the wrong education programs, and then ultimately how a lot of the people who get into education is how do we turn our people into affiliate partners, or how do I find affiliate partners? Let me give you guys a quick 101. It's really boiled down to referral marketing, right? If you have the influence, you're like, hey, man, you should go use these people. That's pretty much affiliate marketing because you get paid a commission for referring a lead to a business, right? I think these words are interchangeable. So, what I do is I help brands connect to affiliate partners, or I help products connect to more customers as affiliate partners. Okay. So, if you're listening to this, doesn't matter if you've done your first deal, you haven't done your first deal, if you know anybody who loves a service that you love, you can be a affiliate partner. Okay. Most people think, well, I need a huge influencer following, or I need to run an entire real estate club in order to be that's completely untrue. Right. Because some of these deals that you're doing out here are going to be tens of thousands of dollars. It could be $5,000 and you can earn 20% commissions. That's $1,000 for you. Right. That could pay for your next ads campaign, or that could just pay for your kids' toy for Christmas, or whatever that you want to do. It all comes down to how big you want to grow this. So what I do is I just help people navigate how to get started into affiliates and how to empower anyone to be an affiliate partner, start generating secondary income, mailbox money, all those kind of things. So it's kind of like essentially a side hustle that anyone can do. And if you do it at a very high level, you can make as much money as you can anything else at a high level.
And the only skill needed is the ability to open your mouth. Right.
This is a 100% relationship business,
Right.
right? So if you like talking to people, you're great at networking, this is right up your alley. Yeah.
And that's why, so at lead mining, anyone who's watching this, it might be, they already know. So we've had a ton of customers come to us just by the relationship status alone, right? Someone refers us in a group. And one thing I even do for all of my employees is every single one of my employees is an affiliate of lead mining. And
Beautiful.
I ask them to cold DM 15 people a day and say, we put their affiliate link and their coupon code in the message so the person feels like they're getting a gift. So everyone that works for me technically is an affiliate, because they're like, hey, I want a raise. And I'm like, hey, go out and get your raise, right? Get someone to give me 1,500 bucks. You get $150 bonus this week, right? And it's really cool. So I'm a huge believer in affiliates. And I mean, I think our number one affiliate right now is Joe McCall at the moment, who's great too. I mean, I probably paid Joe over 1,000, 2,000 bucks a month, maybe, which means he's generating 10 to 20,000 in sales from that. So
And
that's
keep in mind, like we're not here to air out Joe's biz, Joe, if you're listening to this, but that is just one of, I believe, three or four total relationships. This is something that I've kind of stumbled across over the last 2 years since COVID, because COVID changed a lot of things in the affiliate world, in the REI space. But a lot of the name of the game when people think about affiliates is I need a product and I need people to promote this product or service, right? That's kind of the one-way street for affiliate partnerships. Joe McCall literally sells only other people's stuff. He doesn't really ask anybody else to sell his things. And he's able to draft up, he's just getting 10 to 20 from you. Imagine what he's getting from the 2 to 3 others. And how does that add up? It's pretty much close to six figures in recurring revenue. And all he's doing is teaching people how to do land, right? What he loves to do, and then introduces them to the softwares and partners like you, a great product like yours, to his audience, right? And if you're starting out in this space and you're a great investor, guess what? You're probably part of a RIA club or you're part of a mastermind. You're part of all these, your sphere, I call it the spheres of influence. And there is money in all of that, right? I think, I love the idea of being helpful. Like, oh, Frank, who do you recommend for this? And I did this for 10 years. And then I realized, holy crap, there's value in the relationships and, that we've created. And when I tell someone to go do something versus somebody else, I have a lot more weight to that. So that's what it boils down to, guys. If you have enough influence and you have great relationships and they're not utilizing certain resources that are helping you out substantially, you can be an affiliate partner, a referral partner to these exact same businesses. You are the best testimony because you're using it, right? So anyone can start now. Anyone start out. Is it cool, Nick, if I talk about this thing that I've recently kind of created that I think a lot of people can benefit from?
Yeah, please do.
All right. So it's something that I've been started calling affiliate stacking. And some of the acquaintances that we know, right? Results driven as a business is doing this at a very high level. Joe McCall is doing this at a high level. But the idea here is you can't look to these businesses that are already doing 20, 40, 50K a month in affiliate commissions, right? It started with their first conversation years ago. Or if you're spending a lot of money on paid traffic, you're growing a following, through paid mediums, then you can grow very quickly. But usually this process takes a few years, right? And the way affiliate stacking works is no matter what you're selling, say you're selling a course, well, your buyers are going to need to set up an entity, their first LLC. They're going to need a landing page for their sellers and buyers, right? Like they're going to need data from someone like Nicholas Nick, who cold callers, all of these services a newbie investor is going to need. So the more you diversify, hey, I recommend these for your LLCs. I recommend this for your cold calling. Well, you're gonna get $500 here a month from this LLC starting out. You're gonna get, $750 from Nick because he pays out his affiliates well. The next person is a website person. They're gonna pay you $100 per website they create. Well, right there, you've already earned 800 to $1,000 per month, diversifying your offerings,
Yeah.
right? You optimize, you dial in the next month, you increase, you stacks, right? Because the same amount of people are going to work, so another $800, you optimize, maybe it's an extra 1,000 to 1,500. Now you're to get $2,000 a month. Well, let me add in some more services. And what's interesting about our client journeys is guess what? I call them the 0 to 1ers, the ones doing their first deal. That's the hardest thing to break through. Once they do their first deal, 1 to 5, guess what? Now they're buying, now they need access to money, better insurance plans, better access to services because now they're looking to scale. Now they're doing 10 to 20 deals a month. That's an enterprise business. They're going to need white glove services. They're going to need done for you marketing, right? And these, as they progress through, they make more larger and larger investments, and you as the affiliate get larger cuts as this number grows. But it starts with that first introduction, right? So, oh, I don't want to just make $250 a month. Well, it starts with that. If you're consistent, that quickly goes to 1,000 a month, to 5,000 a month, really up to 10, 20, 50. So you have to start doing exactly what Nick, everybody's my, I feel I go on podcasts, I show up to RIA clubs, I just go to a meetup, I go to a networking event. You have your back pocket of resources,
And
right?
and there's two different sides, right? One is pushing your affiliate, and that's just one thing I'm getting better at too. Like
Yeah.
I'm good at getting people to be my affiliate, but this year I'm getting better at exactly what you're talking about, and that is putting other affiliates in front of my customers, right? So like Investor Boots, which is a company you're also affiliated with. It's like people are like, how do I invest virtually? Well, you pay this guy $180, he shows up, he takes pictures, he does all that stuff, easily. Everyone needs it, easy sell. And I think the other perk of affiliates that we often forget is it's now something you don't have to do that you now still get paid for. Hey, like I don't, a lot
Oh,
of
yeah.
people, here's what they say to me. Well, why not just let me white label it? What? Like, no, you want to be an affiliate. If you white label it, that means you have to now be customer service. Okay. And when they're not happy, they're coming to you. I'm a professional at handling my customers. So let you just be an affiliate. And when they get frustrated, tell them to call me. I'll make it right. Because you don't want to do customer service for my industry.
Right.
I push everyone to affiliate. And now customers are asking me the same question. Well, how do I do virtual? Well, how do I do this? Well, how do I do that? Well, that's why I'm starting to get into affiliate stacking as well. Because now I'm actually going to create, which we're going to talk about on our next meeting tomorrow.
Sure. Yeah.
That's where I'm going to create what is my customer right when they sign up, they need to know about Investor Boots because here's what happens. They're going to do a campaign with me. It's not going to go well. And I'm going to say, you need to go virtual, brother. And then they're going to say, I don't have the confidence to go
Exactly.
virtual. I was like, well, you do now with Investor Boots, and not to plug the shit out of them, but but they are an
Yeah, yeah,
awesome
yeah.
service too. And it's like, but we think it's impossible. And oh, it's only 180 bucks per hot lead that I get. Yeah, that's it. So when you start demystifying the obstacles by
Exactly.
offering the affiliates, it also then makes my business better. It makes them happier, and I get a kickback. And the last thing I'll say is almost every company in existence right now has an affiliate program. So if you go to anybody and you go, I want to be an affiliate, I've never heard a no. And the truth is, if they don't have one, then they're just a little baby company, and you might not even want to be an affiliate of theirs yet because maybe they haven't been around long enough. But anyone who's been doing this for at least a year most likely has a way to pay you to bring them customers. So any business that you're out there that you love, you can call them up and you can ask them for a link that gets you paid when you refer their service to.
And this is such a like a, you know, we're not speaking about this enough, and you guys understand this too, right? Like a job of every company right now, whether you're doing $1 million or $50 million, everybody's looking for leads. And right now, the main medium is paying for it. Even if you're the real estate, you go to Nick, you're guess what? You're paying for leads. That's what his service is for, right? And what ends up happening is we get so like stuck in selling them one thing that we forget that they need all these other things in order. Even if you're selling a house, there's ways to refer. Oh, I recommend this insurance company. I recommend, hey, this contractor if you're buying a fixer upper, right? Like referral marketing is freaking everywhere, and every company prefers a warm lead over a cold lead. Bottom line, right? Hey, I recommend using this is the best example I tell people. When you're just doing real estate and you're posting, oh, I just completed this rehab on my Facebook page, almost 99% of the time, you're going to have someone in the feed saying, oh my God, how did you end up doing that? Or where did you find this property? Or who did you go to help do your like, they're always asking for referrals. Everybody wants to be you when you're posting about your, even when you post, Nick, like, oh, I just had a client call and I'm on my one wheel chilling out there. It's like, dude, how did you build a system to where you're only working 5 or 10? Well, I use this CRM plus UpClick and all these. Oh, cool. You use UpClick? Cool. Yeah, here's my affiliate link,
Yeah.
right? And just only people trying to model their life and business after what you're using and what's working for you, right? And if that's all you talked about, everywhere you went, you could start stacking this affiliate revenue, right? You don't need to be a massive influencer. You don't have to have a huge education brand. None of that stuff. You don't need to be doing 50 deals a year. You don't need to be doing any of that. As long as you love what you do and there are certain software, services, tools you use, and you're talking about and you have spheres of influence, you can start making money doing this. And like Nick said, it's pretty simple fulfillment. You just hand off the lead and then they do all the work. That's it. And then you just follow up and say, hey, I sent you this many leads this month. Where's, how did it do? Like, where's my money at? And
Right.
they're happy to tell you. That's really it. And it's just rinse and repeat every month. Rinse and repeat. My job this year, Nick, is to empower so many people because here's what's shifting. We were in a marketer to marketer space back in the affiliates. You had to know how to market to other work with other marketers, and that's how the affiliate relation was working. Now, due to all this social media, TikTok, influencers, regardless if you have 100 followers or 1,000 or 10,000, you guys are the golden goose. Any company wants to work. If you have 100 people as followers, and every time you go live, you have 30 to 40 people showing up, I want to work with you over someone who has 20,000 subscribers and followers and only 10 people show up. Because you're equally as valuable to me in this standpoint, because these 20 raving fans love you and they're showing up and you only have 100 people. I love that. But if you have 20,000 people and you have 10, 20 people showing up, I'm like, dude, your influence sucks.
Right.
You have a number, you have a vanity metric over here, but no one really cares or like you tell them to jump. They're like, I don't care,
Right. Yeah.
right? And that's what Joe McCall does. And we'll bring him back. His people love him because he pours into them at a very, very deep level. So if you have a very good relationship with however many number you have so much opportunity in front of you.
Yeah. No, I like that. And I would say that it's important. So first, let's just map out some steps. I'm sure you're better at this than I
Yeah,
am.
let's do that.
First
Yeah.
is you get a product you like, or a couple, you know, hey, I'm already using PropStream. I'm already using lead mining, right? I'm already using this. Hey,
Yep.
hey, Nick, do you have any kind of affiliate or kickback program if I could find you customers, right? So step one, ask, right? And you'll get a yes from me. Email me today. I'll get you an affiliate link by the end of the day. I promise you that much. And then step two, I would say, and just correct me, I'll kind of spitball, maybe
Yeah,
get
let's do it.
a better affiliate system for myself, is, get organized. Okay. One thing I like to do is I put it all mine in one spreadsheet. Okay. Like the name of the company, my affiliate link, my coupon code, their affiliate split. And that way, whenever I need an affiliate, I just go right to this sheet. Right. I
Right.
have a
There you
bad habit with my ADHD of being, oh, where did I put that damn thing?
go.
Where is it? What was the link again? What was the code?
Yeah.
I can't remember. And then, I would say that's probably step three, and you can straighten me out here, but step three would be take their long, ugly links and make them shorter. Make them, I use bit.ly personally.
Bitly, yep.
Some people even come to me and they'll buy a domain. I think this one guy owns textinglandowners.com, and it just brings them right to my website, right?
That's very smart. Yep.
And so they'll actually buy a domain for 17 bucks a year, which really is a good deal. And then they'll set up link forwarding on that domain. I'm a little cheaper. I'll go to Bitly, okay, and I'll do Bitly/Pat Live
Yeah.
or lead mining Pat Live, right? Something like that. But because I think that's important too, is because in my opinion, when I see an ugly ass link, I might not click it. I might even, go out of my way. So the more you kind of disguise the ugliness of the link, I think, the more you're gonna the more clicks you're gonna get on it.
Yeah, and what we're diving into, and this is like a rabbit hole of sorts, is the conversion side of affiliate marketing, right? Like one is signing up and getting your affiliate link. And I always tell people, most of the people who sign up for your affiliate programs are not marketers. They're mom and pop users, right? There's a big difference between a user of your product and service and a marketer of your product and service. They think very differently, right? So that's the exact point. Something as simple as taking a convoluted link and shortening it, right? Where do we place that in a referral email, right? Do we bury it in the PS, or do you put it at the top? Do you hyperlink text, or do you put the raw link in? There's a lot of these little things, but I would say without overcomplicating it, if you're getting new, that you're starting out, it's consistency. Yeah, tracking and organization is massively important. I just use Google Sheets, guys. Like, what's the best CRM, Frank? Is it First Promoter? Is it Keep? Is it Go High Level? It's like they all do these things. But if you're just starting out, a spreadsheet,
Right.
and then the next thing is consistency. As I said before, if your goal here is to get on a whole bunch of podcasts, your goal is to join a bunch of networks, and you're already doing all these things, and people are asking you, or just be consistent in sharing your links, right?
Right.
Be consistent in following up with your affiliate partners and be like, hey, how many leads did I send? The last thing you want to do is get excited about an affiliate program, send all this traffic there, and then they send you a check for $72. And you're like, awesome. That's cool. Great. That's awful, by the way. You're right. You need to be figuring out it's a mutual relationship. They need you as much. Actually, they need you more than you need them. And that's the secret, y'all. All right. These awesome big brands, these prop streams, they need you more than you need them. That is a big misconception that I'm always teaching. Well, they're not going to work with me. I'm so small. I bet you they will. You
Yeah.
just got to ask
Right.
and then sound knowledgeable and then set these benchmarks in place. Hey, here's it. When do I get paid? How do I log in? What links am I using? You just got to kind of understand this is what we actually help our clients do so they don't have to worry about this whole world. But again, just get started.
Yeah.
It's a big hairy beast that you can just trim off one bite at a time. And
And
it's
and I even think, I know you mentioned email earlier, and you're right, but even today's social media age, like, man, Facebook groups, I mean, you could
dude.
jump into a real estate investing Facebook group, search list pulling, and then just a prop stream, like, if we put some compelling, but it's like, it's so, I'm actually, my mind is, I'm blowing my own mind right now, but it's like, to really get in there, to really get in there because it's true. And I need to be better about this too, right? There's a search feature in every Facebook group. So you can search the product that you want to push or the industry. And then, oh, everyone that says I'm looking for a list of buyers, I'm looking for a list of sellers, I'm looking for cold callers, right? Well,
There
hey,
you
I use
go.
leadminingpros.com. One thing I like to do that's interesting for my clients, I like to give them a coupon code. Okay. And I say, look, don't send them the link because, like I said, they might not even like the link. Send them the coupon code and say, hey, if you use this code, you're going to get a lifetime benefit from using this code. And what that does too to my clients is I say send the link in an email if you can hyperlink it and disguise it.
Yeah.
But if you're just going to tell someone, hey, check out leadminingpros.com and use this coupon code for an amazing benefit, right? And what that does is that in my software, that coupon code links them to that affiliate right away. And it gives them a gift. And they're going to remember the gift way more than the link or anything like that. And
Yeah.
so I like to use that strategy for my clients because I always say this, I have great marketing. So even if I send you a link, they might go around it. My Facebook ad might get their attention. It's like they could get to me either way, but if you give them a coupon code and the link, you're doubling your chance of preserving that affiliate ownership. A lot of people ask me, they go, "Well, Nick, how do I know they won't go around my affiliate link?" Well, the coupon code. And I remind them to say that this coupon code is a lifetime reusable coupon code. It's not one and done.
Yeah.
So you're not just getting a 10% bonus once, you're getting it which means if you bought from me 10 times, it's like you're getting a whole free package on top of it, right? So I like to almost, and to your point too, I like to educate them on how to sell my service better too.
This is a pro tip for you guys, but to piggyback on what you're saying, it's kind of effed up too. But I don't know what the human nature aspect of this is, right? But if I use a code Frank and I might give it out in a group, and FYI, that's a pro tip of just kind of scavenging around Facebook groups. Just don't make the mistake of going to a brand new Facebook group and say, hey, anyone who need leads, go to leadminingpro.com and /Frank. You're going to get banned or no one's going to respond to you because you have added zero value to the group, right? A lot of the times, if you search for people raising their hand and then you DM them, that's a much more appropriate approach. Okay. Now, here's the thing, like, if I posted in a group and it said a weird link and it said /Frank, maybe you could explain this to me, Nick. I feel like the human nature is, you know what? I don't want Frank to make money from me. So I'm just going to go around him and pay the full price or just do it that way. So I'm curious, why do people because I do it too. I'm completely guilty of it. I'll see an affiliate link. I'm like, no, I'm just going to go around or figure it out or become an affiliate myself or figure something out. Right. So, human nature of not wanting to use other people's code. Number two is don't use your name. Don't use your company name because when they give you a raw link and you don't know how to adjust it or whatnot, it's to avoid that weird psychology of, oh, this is Frank's affiliate link. Oh, he's an affiliate. And there's a weird stigma there. But if I just said save 10 today and that's my affiliate link and I give those out in groups, no one knows that's my affiliate link. So that's
Mm.
an interesting code to use. Be like Cheetah 5, right? And then your affiliate, Nick, is a cheetah. Like that's Frank. Frank's the cheetah. The next one's Tiger 17. That's someone else. And that way, when they're giving these out, no one really, again, I'm very big on micro conversions. If my name in an affiliate link is going to hurt my conversion rate, I'm going to change it to something else. And we've noticed there's a tie to that, right? So just think about that when people just send you out a random affiliate link, don't they usually use your name or your company name in that link. So
Wow.
just ask them to change it. It's pretty simple to do that. And that way you can help kind of improve your chances when you use it in Facebook groups and things like that.
No, yeah, I think that that's super wise. I mean, it's like, and there is something weird about that, right? It's like, hey, yeah, I'll look into this, but I don't know if I want to give this guy credit for sending me over there. Or, hey, I know he's getting a kickback, so he's probably up to no good. And, I'm going to vet them myself. And, and it's like, that's such a good point that it's like, we're a little weary of, where the referral comes from and why, right?
Yeah.
I could see that putting a name on it personifies, right? That's probably what it is. It personifies the link,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
And it's
Unless
like,
you
hey,
have just yeah, extreme trust with your group. We talk about results driven. All of their codes are results driven, but it's under their brand. People are like, cool, I'm cool with them. They're so helpful to me.
Yeah.
But if you're going to a cold group and you want to attract people, just keep that in mind.
Yeah, no, yeah, I love that. And I think even personifying it, that's the downside, right? People don't want to think about a person being behind it. And I think that's why Cheetah 5 or Tiger 17, like you mentioned, is good because it's somewhat androgynous. We don't really know exactly what's happening for all, and I think that that does serve you, right? I mean, all it takes is simply someone not even liking their name Frank. Or not liking, it doesn't have to be you. Like, hey, you know what? My father's name was Frank. He was an asshole. I am not paying any Frank any affiliate money,
Yeah, I don't
but
know what the
but
reason
no,
is. But
yeah,
yeah,
but no,
exactly.
I think that that's also really good advice. So we got make sure you ask them, get organized, put it in a sheet, right? You don't want to be caught, because here's what happens. If you're not organized, you're going to go, oh, let me find it. You're going to go to find it and you're going to forget where you were going to give that affiliate link out to, right? So have a sheet ready to go. Try to shorten the link, whether you do it yourself or you ask them to do it. And then, get to work. And now we're all going to have different mediums, right? If you have a business, you probably have an email list. Okay. If you
Right.
don't have a business, man, Facebook groups, I'll tell everyone right now, I've made over $3 million out of Facebook groups alone. And that's not affiliate. Those are my sales. But it's like those comments are so powerful. So many people forget that that comment lives forever. Imagine seeing a billboard and someone comments on the billboard and it hangs below the billboard forever, right? And it's like that's what people don't understand. So when someone else goes and looks up cold callers and then they see your affiliate link for me, you're not just serving the guy that posted, you're serving everyone that goes to that post as well.
Increasing your probability of eyeballs on the opportunity. And if you don't talk about it or show it at the very least, how are people going to know about it? Right. You're still capturing those who are self-selecting and asking you, but you can prompt them. I'll be honest, guys, I'm not a heavy salesperson. That's probably like my worst quality is sales. What I do is create value and allow people to self-select. Hey, like if you want to post a deal, you just say, hey, I just did this. I didn't even, it's in a completely different state. And I didn't even have to walk in there. I want to thank the company that I used. People are gonna be like, which company did you use? Oh, I just DM'd you that information. Cool. Right. So use real life case studies, even things that aren't going well for you, and you hired someone to solve this problem. Guess what? Anytime you're in a group and someone raises the hand, they ask a question, right? I always assume there are 15 other people in the group who have thought that same question. They were just too scared to ask. So you can always assume that your personal experiences is a shared experience, and that can be leveraged into opportunities, right? Don't think that you're the only one going through something, or, oh, I don't think anybody cares that I'm doing this. Guys, we're in business, we're entrepreneurs. We should be really looking at every action as a way to return something on our time, on our effort, on our experience, on our relationships. I'm not sure. I get it, guys. Being helpful is so great. I did that for years, years, years. Hey, let me pick your brain, Frank. Hey, who do you recommend? And I'm referring, oh my God, thank you so much, Frank, for this referral. We just did 50K in sales. I'm like, and I got nothing. And over time, it's like that relationship, I knew that was going to be a good connection. Just like if you have someone in your sphere and you know they're having this problem, you make this amazing referral and you know this is going to solve their problem almost immediately. There's so much value there. And being a good person is awesome. But guess what? That company that's solving this problem would love to give you this money. They want to give you this money every single time. And you
Everyone
should
feels
not be
great.
scared to say yes.
Yeah. All these companies feel great about, knowing that there's a soldier out there representing them. And that's the thing is it's paying you for your time, right? It's paying you for your recommendation. Hey, I want you to keep going out and shooting people for me. So in order for that, I know you're not going to keep doing it for free because that's the thing that happens, right? And one of my mentors, Tom Kroll, says people are coin operated, right? It is, yeah, I might tell someone about you once for free, right? But it's like, but you pay me $500 for that, and all of a sudden I'm like, hello, okay. Who else
Yeah.
can I tell about this? So it also changes the nature. And like you mentioned earlier, I'm dying to pay people 10%. My employees is a perfect example. And guys, and for any ninja tip, if you have employees, they should all be your affiliates. There is no reason why they are now in control of some aspect of their money. And I have my team cold DM people in Facebook groups, and comment on posts. So they have all these opportunities to make money. And my job's simple. They're just cold calling. They can cold call and do this at the same time, you know?
Yeah.
So they can almost double dip their own level of income. So another ninja tip is if you have employees, they should be your affiliates, because the truth is you can say, hey, go out and tell 10 people. And we just talked about this. At first they'll probably, hey, yeah, okay, boss, I'll go do what you said. I'll spend time on Facebook making you richer while I still make 18 bucks an hour. Okay.
Yeah.
But then they do that 3 times. But if you're like, look, you can make this is an easy sell. I'll pay you $150 every time they say yes. You get 2 of those a week, on a month. That's what, 300 times four. You're at 1,200 bucks a month, right? Hey, but that's a whole other week's pay. You just chiseled out. So when you start to do that, that employee is now, instead of being nuisanced by your request to continue to build sales for them, right?
Right.
They're now like, hey, and that's, I mean, that's almost like profit sharing too, in a in an extent as well. So it's like, hey, here's our profit sharing program. You go out, you're already on Facebook. And the other thing I've learned about Facebook too, which is really cool, the algorithm is so strong. I can tell you if I log in and anyone posts about cold calling or skip tracing, it's at the top of my feed because they know that's what I engage with.
Mm.
So the algorithm, once you start putting yourself out there, Facebook like hand delivers it to you. Every step, you don't even have to go searching for hey, you might like this. You might like this
Off
post.
of one click, here you go. And you're like, how did you know? Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then before you know it, that's why I love the algorithm. I know a lot of people talk shit about the Facebook. It's done nothing but make me money and help me. A lot of people are like, oh, well, they know too much. No, no. I think what Facebook did with the algorithm, I call it that it's a digital form of the law of attraction. That's what the algorithm is, you know?
They figured out a way to to organize a spiritual thing into a tangible thing, right? It's like, ah, yes, the universe is bringing us together. Nah, the algorithm brought us
Yeah, that's
together.
right.
You know
That's
what I
right.
mean?
And that's right.
No,
When people that aren't happy with their algorithm, I question your Facebook browsing skills, you know?
interesting.
Yeah. Well, and it's like one thing I do, man. If I see anything I don't like, there's a little X at the top of every Facebook post, or it's the 3 dots, but generally it's an X. You hit that X 2 or 3 times. Facebook does not want to show you shit you do not want to see. The trick is you need to tell it whether you want to see it or not. And you know what else, too? If you stop for a split second, it knows you've stopped. It knows you stopped. So even if you don't, well, I never liked it, I never commented. No, it knows you paused for a second. And I've got a bad habit. Some celebrity bullshit will come by. I'll look at it for a second. I'm like, Nick, you're doing it. X, hit the X.
Yeah, yeah,
Tell
yeah.
it, tell it you
Bro,
don't
I do
want to
this.
see it anymore.
That is hilarious. I do the exact same thing. Sometimes I'll catch myself watching something too long. I go, no, I'm gonna get retargeted with other stuff like this. So
Yeah,
I get
right.
off of it as quick as possible. But I'm
Yeah,
like, oh, they got me. They got me.
yeah,
Then next time I see something similar, I'll exit out. That is such an interesting tip, like utilizing our social channels to like, I don't want to say trick the algorithm, but train the algorithm, right? To start seeing more of what we want. I think we're too scared to be like, or maybe we're just kind of in the black hole of content that we don't really refine it down or distill it down to what actually matters in our business. I get there's that kind of that dichotomy of like life versus business and how do we balance the two, but maybe like you're transitioning. Well, I don't know. Your posts are pretty hilarious on Facebook, so don't ever just go full business, brother.
yeah.
It's awesome. But I want to say I want to bring attention back to one thing you said really really important here. Empowering your team to do this, whether they're contractors or not, if they're a touch point with like front facing clients, you're also instilling culture into your brand. I want to win with you. And if you can learn my product even better and talk to people and get them to buy it, here's how I'm going to reward you. So not only are we getting encouraging to learn our product better, we also train them how to talk about it to others better. So you're almost turning them into a biz dev, what do they call it? An ambassador of your
Right,
product. And
right.
then when you say like when they're invested at that deeper level, you got to create like the layers to get them kind of bought into your brand versus just here's your tasks to do. This applies to VAs as well. Whatever's in your brand, I think that was a golden tip. I don't want people to glaze over that because a lot of the brands we look at are like 3 to 5 people, employees. If they're a service-based brand, We talked about one company. They do like transactional closings nationwide. He has a decent sized team. If they watch it, he should be doing this with all of his business, right? Talking to title companies. It's how you multiply your effort. Uh, because a lot of times as us at the top of the food chain, we're very high level thinking. This is sales, 101 essentially. So you should be really getting yourself out of this seat. It's okay to start doing it and talking to these affiliate partners, companies, trying to get yourself acquainted with it. But you could easily put a $15 an hour person, an $18 person in this seat for you. Okay. This is what we used to train people to do. This is actually what we help clients do is fill that role, help them stack affiliates, help them manage these relationships, help do all these things. But I always encourage people if you're starting out, at least understand the business, get involved yourself. I think within 60 to 90 days, you'll have a very clear understanding. You'll have some partnerships established. And I always tell people, they have to talk to you. I do free discovery calls, just like Nick. If you want to talk to him, he'll freaking blow your mind when it comes to leads, cold calling. He'll give you the data because at the end of the day, he knows this is well below your pay grade. Let us take care of this. This is what we love to do. All the bullshit that you guys hate when you talk to sell, we love that stuff. And we're data nerds about it. I am the exact same way when it comes to affiliates. We make decisions off of data. I love my dashboards. I love talking to people, right? Nick is the man when it comes to talking to people. So there's a lot of similarities here. And I think this is why we thrive in the industries that we do, because we're a high touch service company. I love working with my clients. I don't want y'all dealing with the bullshit.
Yeah.
And I know what
It's
bullshit
a
comes in
lot.
the industry that I'm in.
Yeah, and it is a lot. And that's the thing is
Yeah.
it's not as easy as just if you're a business owner, it's not as easy as just creating a link, right? You have to teach them how to use the link. We've talked about some strategies there where we're gonna go in, if you don't have email lists, we go into Facebook groups. We can DM people. What language should we put in the DM message? One thing
Right.
I've learned is you don't want everyone figuring it all out because I've got a couple employees of my own, amazing at following processes, not good at creating them, right? And so
Soldiers.
right, exactly. And so the next step is we don't just sign people up for affiliates. We should send them an email on how to use the affiliate link. Hey, here's a video on how you should be using our affiliate link moving forward. Here's your 4 low-hanging fruit if you want to go. And another thing I offer to people too is if you bring me a huge affiliate, like similarly to you, um, I don't have tiers. But when I make $10,000 off them, I'll give you $1,000 bonus. So if you bring me like let's say a Tiffany High, as soon as I make 10K, Tiffany would make 1,000. I don't normally do this, but if someone connects me with them, that whoever connects me is getting 1,000, right? Too. And it's because it's like, so it's even like, hey, you can go catch me big fish, you can go catch me small fish, you can go catch me whatever is in your sphere too. So I'd say it is a lot to manage, especially if you're a personal business, because I'm trying to manage it all myself. It,
Yep.
and there's more that, and then who's paying them? How often are we paying them? Are we logging in every week? Who's tracking our highest paid affiliates? So it is almost is why you have such a great product. It is a business in a business, just like every department is a business inside of a business, and you literally have to treat it like that too.
I am so glad you said that because in our industry, there's two departments that where all the focus goes to, right? Pay traffic, agencies, front end leads, and the other one is a sales team, right? You either go third party, Salesforce for hire, or you train and hire internal. If it's ever gone through either of these, there's growing pains on both ends. But the whole goal here is to invest in these departments to have an ROI, a ROAS, and it has to be positive. Affiliates the exact same way. It's not a one-time effort, set it and forget it. The more effort and diligence you put into it, the more output you're going to get from it. And I've seen, companies that are doing over 10 million that their majority lead flow is from affiliates, meaning if they stop tomorrow, their affiliates stop referring, they go under in 2 to 3 months, right? They're not doing paid traffic because their affiliates are doing all of the things. So you got to start looking at it from a different lens. You made an great point there. That is a great, 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 great point. And I love kind of what you're doing with your brand. You're always been an out of box thinker. So if you guys are following Nick and you're thinking like, how do I, keep doing the business that we're doing at a high level, but how do we start sprinkling these things and rewatch today's, episode and start looking at your business from a different lens and the opportunities that you currently don't fulfill. I always say, what is the one thing you do great and all the things you provide? Because we're, what do they say? A jack of all trades, the master of none. Our job is not to do everything correct. And our job is not to buy a business that fulfills. That's later down the road. I think that's like the road of opportunity. Like, and you don't also want to give away like all the money up front, but as a starting point, bridge that gap and capture as much revenue as you can to help really catapult your business into that next scalable level,
Absolutely.
right? Where are you going to get all this capital from? I think affiliates is the icing on the cake. That's how I see it. It is not your solution to revenue. It is a way to help you buffer your current spend in your business. If you're already doing well, it's icing on the cake to help add rocket fuel to the front end of your business, or to help pay for the luxuries of your life, or to help reward your team, right? It should never be your only revenue solution. If it is, you're going to run into a lot of these things down the road. So I always encourage you to look at affiliates as ancillary revenue. Look at it as icing on the cake. If it comes in, awesome. I can use it how I please. Look at it as profit, not expense use yet. But I love if you could start incorporating this, it takes the pressure off a lot of areas in your business. And that's why I love it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, yeah, so it's taken me a long time. I've been in the business 8 years, and this year is the first year that I'm going to go and I'm going to, and what I'm going to do is even a little bit different. I'm going to find 3 affiliates in each category. You need a CRM? Pick one works best for you. Right?
Yeah.
It's like, hey, there is no silver bullets in this industry. You need a coach? Hey, these 4 coaches are my favorite fucking coaches, right? This guy does deal splits. This guy does straight coaching. This guy does group coaching. This guy does this, right? So it's like almost like creating a whole nother product page based off of sources. And then, what ends up happening is people, they start to trust you. Hey, wow, Nick didn't just tell me about this one coach. Nick told me about 4 coaches and let me decide, and I think that there's a lot of power in that as well. And this is the first year that I'm really going to hit that hard. Now, there is like Investor Boots, for example. I don't think there's anyone like that where they
Unicorn. Yeah.
yeah, right. Where they do boots on the ground. My company with American Cold Callers, we're the only one that offers Americans. There's a lot of other cold calling companies and skip tracing companies, but they don't necessarily have the packaging. So when you're
Right.
lucky, there's one of one, right? But at the same time, one thing I've learned about customers is they love choice, and the more choices, all of my products come in 4 different sizes. And people all the time, they go, which one should I pick? I mean, the sales guy in me says, pick the most expensive one. What are you talking about over here, right?
It incorporates all the other ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
hey, we got
Hey.
right to the chase. But what I
Yeah.
tell every client is it's about your budget and your bandwidth. Respect your budget the most. And even that simple advice wins them over. Anything I say to that person moving forward, they know they can trust me,
Yeah.
right? Too. And that's what I've learned about options. Options build trust. If you're like, hey, this is the only thing I have, then it's like, well, I mean, there's got to be something else out there, right? And it might even start a rabbit hole. But if you're like, hey, here's these 4, they're the best, they got the highest reviews, and they're friends of mine, knock yourself out. You're going to get a little further. And one last thing about options that I learned, I dated this girl a couple years ago, and she had a kid. And the only and best thing that this girl ever taught me was that you never want to look at someone and go, hey, time to brush your teeth, right? And, no, I don't want to brush my teeth, right? You're going to have like a tantrum. But if you go to that same little kid and you say, do you want to clean your room or brush your teeth? Like, well, I'll clean my room. Awesome. We won, right? And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
that's the trick of options, right? When there's only one, it could be yes or no. When there's multiple, they could all be yeses, or one of the several could be yeses. So I just want to encourage everyone, whether you're creating your own products for your own business, or you're pushing affiliates, or whatever that is, in my opinion, I love seeing options. It gives me freedom. It shows me transparency. There's a reason
Yeah.
why you go to restaurants and there's not just one appetizer and one entree and one dessert, right? Because we need those options as consumers. It provides calmness. to us as well.
I call it the yes and yes exercise. We actually recently started doing this with my 3.5-year-old. It's like, do you want to? And it's like, he says no. We're like, okay. But we're like, well, do you want to pick up your toys or do you want to go to sleep? I'm like, I win either way. And you only have two options. So the same thing is if you're going to provide options, make sure it's a yes and yes. Either one, they're going to say yes to, right? Or don't put five options, Jared, and there's only one obvious good one. Then what the heck are you doing with the other four? Right. So create yes and yes options. It's a good thing. It means, there's great companies out there, but if you're a unicorn product, then no, this is the only one I recommend. They are the best and only ones that do this. And I
Right.
think there's benefits to that. Again, unicorn for a reason. Not every, there's very, very few of these types of businesses out there. Uh, but that, dude, I got to tell you, but I love where affiliates are heading. Where it was before was a cool kids game. Unless you were spending tons of money and you had this huge following, that's how we all work together. Now it's these businesses before are now shifting their attention to the smaller business that are doing the business,
Right.
right? Not just telling people to like buy this thing, even though I've never used it, I've never even gone through it. Just trust me because you somehow are on my email list, right? More and more today, it's people will need to know, do you use it? Are you making money with it? And those are really the two main criteria. So I recommend if you're using Nick and you're using other people, test out Nick. Test out, he might be paying you more than your current provider is. And
Right.
that's another thing with affiliates is like loyalty is great, but this is a business. And at the end of the day, we have to care about our end user the best. If there is a service out there that does better and pays us more, I'm sorry, but your relationship is on the chopping block. Even if we've made worked for 2 years and made, hundreds of thousands of dollars together, can you match? Can you up your service or pay me more? Because I'm the prettiest girl in the room and I'm providing value. If someone else provides either the same or better value and they're going to pay me more money, then I'm just going to introduce that to my audience. And then it's a split test game. Who loves who more? And that's who's going to win.
And
Right.
you said something really powerful earlier too that I'll probably turn into a mindset tip at some point today, but it was your personal experience is someone else's shared experience, right? And I think that that is so powerful for marketing. I use these guys. Here's what happened. If you want me to refer them to you, I'll let you know, or shoot me a DM, right? And it's like, that personal experience is someone else's shared experience. That's an experience they want to have. I use this guy, I closed the deal. I want to close a deal. Oh man, I use these three other guys. I didn't close any deals.
Right.
I would just, drive that point, which is what you were just saying too, is like, don't forget about sharing your experience, with it. And it doesn't always have to be, I tell people all the time, it doesn't always have to be a closed deal. Did you get leads? Did you have great conversations? Could you see the opportunity with the investment that you made that this works, right? I had one guy hire me and he said he spent $12,000 on direct mail and he like barely got any leads and he hires me, he gives me $2,000 and he calls me up, he's like, Nick, I got a $250,000 profit contract right now. And he says, I can't even, he's like, you made this whole thing real. That 12,000, and whether that contract closed or not is kind of irrelevant. He had spent so much money chasing ghosts. And then when $2,000, I'm putting reality right in front of him. And so it's like, it's not even always like the complete end result, but it's like, hey, this could lead to one. These guys, and I had a person say it to me today. I'm on the one-on-one Zoom calls. I do one-on-one Zooms with my clients.
Mm-hmm.
The campaign's not even going well. And he's like, I'm so glad you're right here. I can, these other VA companies, they're like, sorry about your luck. What do you want me to do? But he's like, you're meeting with me, you're working with me, we're troubleshooting. So, that being said, value is different to everybody, which is why your shared personal experience is so important.
Absolutely. And I think, to kind of re-echo that one more time, it's if you guys leave anything listening to today's call, and if you guys made it to the end of this call, I appreciate you guys spending time with us because I speak to so many qualified people, and I talk to a ton of businesses, guys. I talk to a ton of businesses, and they disqualify themselves because, like all entrepreneurs, we fabricate all of these thoughts that aren't even true. Like, I don't think anybody's going to even listen to me, or I'm not big enough, or I'm not. Eliminate all of that. First exercise, go to the steps we talked about, look at your own internal business and ask. Okay. The next time you're at your RIA club or next time you're in a family event and somehow business comes up and they're like, oh man, Frank, who are you using for this stuff? And so, hey, actually, let me shoot you an email. Like, let me make an introduction for you, right? Instead of just telling them the brand, formalize the introduction process and then just see what happens. Just see what happens.
Right.
Okay. And I tell you people like, if you're making, $500,000 a year, $100,000 a year, if you got a commission check for 250 bucks, take your girlfriend, take your spouse out to a nice dinner. And instead of giving just the sharing an appetizer and sharing a dinner, you guys both get dinner now and you get dessert and you can order a bottle of wine and you can ball out on your affiliates. Cause it doesn't even matter. Your life didn't get dramatically better, but that one meal was freaking awesome because you now capitalize on the referral business. And this is
And
it. Yeah.
you help someone else, right? Because that's actually the big goal. You shortcutted someone else's journey to at some capacity, right? They're no longer going out hiring the wrong company, being robbed, and then hiring the right company. And I think that that is often overlooked by an affiliate too. Like it's not even the money, it's hey, dude, you just saved that person $1,000 with the wrong company.
That is the most unspoken benefit of referrals, right? Like, oh my God, Frank, thank you so much for that referral. Never once did we say like, oh my gosh, you saved me thousands of, dollars and you sent me like, 10, 20 hours having to research and hire this person, doing all these onboarding discovery calls and getting, followed up by 15 emails saying, hey, are you ready to get started yet? Like, as business owners, the value in just being like, okay, Frank used them. He runs a pretty cool business. I'm going to use this. I'm going to sign up. And I got the immediate results within 24 to 48 hours from a onboarding process, communication. Wow, this immediately filled the gap in my business. Like, we just don't talk about that enough. And I think that's where I'm telling you guys there's so much weight in becoming an affiliate partner. It really is. And this is why these companies will fight for you. They will fight for you. Nick will fight for any lead. If you're sending him 2 solid leads a month and they're spending good money with him, he'd rather work with you than someone who's spending 50 leads and only 2 are signing up, right? Like you're the consistent with great, great leads.
Yeah, and I
Do
even
not
have this
discount
other,
yourself.
I had this other offer I sent out a couple weeks ago. It says just get someone on the phone with me. I don't even care if they pay. I'll give you $50 off your next purchase. Because it's like because the other reality we know is the more people I talk to, hey, I don't even care if they convert. I'll still give you if they do convert, I'll give you 10%. If they don't convert, I'll give you $50 off at least,
Yeah.
and I'll stack it. You send me 5 people, you're gonna get 100 and whatever that math is, was that $250 off, your next purchase. And so it's like that's the other cool part is you can also get really creative and it doesn't always have to be on a closed deal. It's like, hey, just say as long as it says your name and how did you hear about us, my team will reach out and thank you. But Frank, dude, first of all, I cannot believe an hour has gone by already.
Yeah.
Like, I did not realize how much I love talking about marketing in general because this was my fastest feeling
You're
podcast.
welcome. You're welcome.
Yeah, no, thank you, bro.
It's
And
just a
and I'm
testament
also
to
gonna
us,
have my
bro.
team watch it. I'm even this is actually gonna be a part of my affiliate training, right? That I incorporate. I'm gonna put this in front of people too. But dude, tell people where to find you, and then yeah, we'll get out of here.
Appreciate that, man. Let me leave you guys with one final tip. It's kind of like an unspoken thing that most people don't know they can do, right? It's like the hidden menu on Chick-fil-A or wherever you love eating, a hidden menu item. If you have the pull, meaning you have influence, you have all these things, you never have to go with the first commissions they share with you. There's margins to be made, and the bigger influence you have, the more you can negotiate for. Even if you're smaller, again, if you have high quality leads, there's always room to negotiate. So never accept the first thing they tell you. Well, this is what we pay all people. It's like, well, I'm not all people. Okay. So have value in what you can bring and always negotiate because there's room to make more money. Okay. So with that, thank you so much, Nick. This has been freaking awesome. 60 minutes just flew by. You guys can get more information from me by going to theaffiliateincubator.com. If you take off the, it goes to Russell Brunson. Don't give him any more traffic. He's just fine. So just go to theaffiliateincubator.com. You'll see my website. It'll take you to my other website. You can get some more information on what we do, how we help businesses. You can set up a free discovery call with me, and I'm happy to go through your business and kind of plans for affiliates and whatever. I love learning and talking to people. So yeah, thank you so much again for your time today, Nick. This has been great.
Yeah, no, me too, Frank. Me too, Frank. We'll see you soon, brother. Thank
All
you.
right. Boom. Thanks,
Okay, buddy.
guys.
See you guys.